My name's Ken Migna, and my book is The Compound Effect. When first reading the summary and purchasing The Compound Effect, I figured it was going to be like any how to be successful, get rich quick book, but I was gladly mistaken. This book is nothing like the rest. The Compound Effect still falls under the label how to become successful, but in a totally different way. The book focuses on an idea Hardy provides called the compound effect and gives a shower of tools and scenarios to work through as an individual. The compound effect is made up of 6 chapters that have the name of the main topic, which gives an idea of what the small sub-chapters will be within it. In the beginning, Hardy sets up the base about the knowledge you're about to acquire in the book. By doing so, it helps me understand that small changes with consistency can lead to major changes in one's life, which ties together with the equation. Small, smart choices plus consistency plus time equals radical differences. At first, I didn't realize the significance of the equation, but reading farther into the book, I understood. At the beginning, Hardy talked about what it was like for him as a kid. Hardy explains that his father was a university football coach who instilled a set of beliefs that helped him get to where he is today. Those beliefs and values are none other than consistency, good habits, and relentless work ethic. Some would say you find those values in every book like this, right? Yes, but not used in a way Hardy uses them. In the book, Hardy insists on the idea of taking it slow, finding out who you must become, and the power of consistency. The first learning point I came to understand was you must keep it slow and easy. With the compound effect, you must allow for time and simplicity when wanting a lifestyle change. I have talked about the importance of time and letting it work, but another major factor is keeping it simple, which is talked about a lot in the book. When reading, I saw Hardy proceed to say, with something small to change about your life, and you're starting with something simple will allow you to work, experience, and master the process before adding more and more to it. I've always struggled with this idea, not due to the fact I was extremely impatient, but mostly because I would try to change many things at one time. When doing this, I could never genuinely focus on a problem at one time. Since reading this book, it has helped me pick out something to work on, bad habit or undesirable attribute that may be negative now, but turn positive over time, then work on another. The second learning point I learned throughout the book was you must truly decide on who you want to become. In the book, it had a lot of ideas that would help you truly define who you want to be, but the one that really stuck out to me is finding your why. The phrase finding your why power may seem extremely unoriginal, but your why is one of a kind, which makes it extraordinarily original to you and other people. In my life, whys have come and gone, not due to the fact of not caring about them anymore, but because you yourself change over time. And that's another thing about time, and it ties back to the first, is you must allow for time to become successful. After focusing on my why, I'm better able to understand where I am in my life because of the choices I've made, which ties back to who I want to become. Becoming who you have always wanted to be, it not only influences you, but it allows for others to be affected too, which allows for something called the ripple effect. Hardy explains how the ripple effect is an after effect of a choice or habit over time that may affect you or others. For example, if Jim, an average football player, decided to stay 10 extra minutes after practice and run sprints every day, it would benefit him, right? After a while, the coaches would notice the work he is putting in, and soon start to see improvement from his hard work, then move him from a non-starting position to maybe a starting position. Once moved up, or moved to a starter, other players would take notice of this change and begin to work harder to have the same results as Jim, and therefore make the team more efficient with more guys working harder. The third and final learning point I have drawn significance to is staying consistent. In the book, Hardy talks about how he is the world's biggest believer in consistency because he has applied it in his life, and it has benefited him profoundly. Consistency is one of the greatest ingredients in the compound effects formula. In the book, it gives an example. Think of it like this. If you and I flew planes from Los Angeles to Manhattan, but you took off and landed in every state in between, while I flew straight through, even if you flew 500 miles per hour in the air and I only traveled at a rate of 200 miles per hour in the air, I'd still beat you by a big margin. This is one thing I now better understand when wanting to achieve something. You can't take short stops into the lifestyle you want to change from. You absolutely will not make it anywhere and often will go back to those old habits permanently. In the book, it gave me tools to use called a scorecard. This tool or idea explains how you can track your progress by writing down on a notepad or sticky note when you experience change. This tool is extremely helpful when wanting to save money. You can set a budget, and every purchase you make, you put it on the list to see how it can add up. It will work on your consistency by showing you what routine you must do to stay true to your plan. This book has helped me understand some of the key tools for life when keeping it slow and easy, deciding on who I must become, and staying consistent in anything I do. I have decided to keep a scorecard with me when purchasing anything to maintain positive relationship with money, especially in college. I have also come to identify that it is the compound effect because it works almost the same as compound interest. It enables one to invest attribute or habit that needs working on and then change it slowly to adjust, which means becomes more valuable over time.